Good morning, F1 family. I hope everyone's good and had a great start to their day. If you haven't woken up yet, get your ass up. Stop being lazy. No, I'm joking. But guys, I've been thinking today, Max versus Lewis, who deserves this championship? And you'll be surprised by this video because it's not going to be one-sided at all. But I am going to analyze both drivers' strengths, both their weaknesses, the team's strengths and weaknesses, and who I think is the most deserving for this championship. So let's get into this, guys. And apologies for the background noise, but guys, it is freezing in the UK right now, so I've had the heating on this train to keep me warm, and it makes these little popping banging noises, so apologies for that, but it's not too bad. I'll review the video and make sure it's not too bad. So let's start with Max Verstappen, why I think he is a deserving champion. So for years Max Verstappen has been showing great form. He's definitely been best of the rest in terms of the two Mercedes drivers, regardless of when it was Nico or Bottas. Max has always been there in some sort of capacity, showing his form, challenging, showing that if he had a strong car, that he can compete. This is the first year that he's had a very strong car, and look what he's done thus far. So Max has definitely been that consistent driver that has finally got the car that he needs, and he's showing it. And like I said, for years he's been showing that form and that he just needed the car. Max Verstappen's consistency this year has been second to none. It's been incredible to watch, actually. Every single race, guys, that he has finished, he's finished on the podium. That is great consistency. I'm sure we can all agree that this is Red Bull's best chance to win the championship since the hybrid era. So there is a lot of pressure on Max Verstappen, but he seems to be thriving in the pressure rather than making mistakes. The only mistake that I've rarely seen him make was Hungary, when he crashed on the way to the grid. Apart from that, he's been very consistent, very clean. Clean. Yeah. But yeah, he's been very consistent, and yeah, soaking up the pressure, not letting it get to him, not making many mistakes. So for those reasons, that's why I feel like Max Verstappen is a deserving champion. We're not going to get into the collisions and crashes, but yeah, that's why I think he would be a deserving champion. Now let's move on to Lewis Hamilton. Now, as for Lewis, he would be a deserving champion, first of all, because he's shown great resilience. If you think about where Mercedes were at the end of testing, showing up to Bahrain with a car that couldn't win and he still won, that's the resilience of the man. That's a man that doesn't want to lose, so that's the first thing, Lewis Hamilton's resilience. I believe Lewis Hamilton is the benchmark of all performance in Formula One. Toto said this himself. Yes, that's his team boss. People could think he's being biased, but I feel like he is the benchmark of performance in Formula One. So, in my mind, he gets everything he can out of the car, and this is why we're seeing the battle that we're seeing. The Red Bull is the better car. I feel like the cars are even now, and I'll speak about that later. But in terms of Lewis Hamilton, that's why he challenges for race wins. That's why he has the amount of success that he has, because he always gets everything out of the car. Even despite all the mistakes that he's made and Mercedes have made, he's still in this championship fight. So that goes to show the level that he's at, the consistency that he brings as well to the table. Ultimately, Red Bull have faltered as well. Yes, Red Bull have had their bad luck as well, but I think ultimately everything has more or less evened out somewhat. I feel that Lewis Hamilton deserves to be in his own league with 8 championships because he's always been in his own league. Let's keep it real. He has always been in his own league, so he deserves that recognition. And lastly, with all the racial and online hate that he's received, it could easily destroy a person, but it's made him stronger mentally to go out there and do the job that he needs to do. So it would be really great to silence all the haters, the racists, the nasty people that get online and say disgusting things about Lewis Hamilton. What a great way it would be to silence them all by winning his record-breaking 8th championship, solidifying himself as the GOAT. No more discussions, he is the GOAT, so yeah, that's why Lewis is deserving too. Now, even though I respect Max Verstappen and I don't mind him winning, I want Lewis to win, but I don't mind Max winning, but I would mind Red Bull, the team, winning, and these are the reasons why. First of all, there was some internal racism issues. They've never really spoken about that deeply. They just said, listen, we had someone that sent some messages, they're no longer a part of the team. For me, if that situation wasn't public or wasn't exposed, I feel like that person would still be a member of the team. So I feel like there's more to that issue than meets the eye. But yeah, that was the first thing. Now, Christian Horner obviously is a fool who fueled the hate after the Silverstone incident. He should have been more responsible with his words. Understand that he was probably a bit emotional in that moment, but compared to Toto's comments and how Toto reacted to the Monza incident compared to how Christian reacted to Silverstone, it was like night and day. Now, yes, we could argue that Toto had hindsight and saw the backlash that Christian got, but I've just never really seen Toto go to that level or extent to condemn a competitor. But ultimately, that's just a very slim, that's like the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure there's a lot of cool guys and girls working for Red Bull that deserve this championship for their hard work. But image wise, the public image of Red Bull has been tarnished this year. And yeah, they probably need to do some work to get that image back. Now, as for Mercedes, a very professional team, but they've made loads of mistakes. So many mistakes that I feel like if they lose the championship, I wouldn't even be too mad because they kind of deserve to lose, if that makes sense, based on all the mistakes they've made. But Lewis Hamilton will make the difference. That's the big thing here. How they handle their losses, how they handle their setbacks, collisions, contact, whatever, is just night and day compared to Red Bull and Christian Horner, I should say. So with that regard, I'd want Mercedes to win the constructors rather than Red Bull, but I obviously want Lewis to win the drivers' championship. But both drivers are deserving, Max or Lewis. Comes to the constructors, I'm not going to lie, it would hurt a lot if Red Bull won that because of Christian Horner, the things he said and his mentality. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, I'm sure he's a good father and a good husband as well, and a good man probably in general behind the scenes and everything. But as a boss, as a figurehead, the main figurehead of Red Bull, yeah, he's very irresponsible. I find that he breeds hate from his comments. Even the other day, guys, he was talking about Silverstone again, and he was talking about the crash, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, it was such a horrible crash, 51G. To be honest, I feel like Max was unconscious briefly." Why are you going there for? What is that going to do? How is that constructive to anything that's happening now? Now saying that he believes Max was unconscious, he was knocked unconscious by the crash. What is that going to do when fans wanted to abuse, even assault Lewis Hamilton for that? So yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's a clown, as I've always said. What I'm not going to do anymore is allow my feelings toward Christian Horner to affect my respect for Max Verstappen. But anyway, that's my thoughts, guys. I feel like both drivers would be deserving of this championship. I hope you're all going to have a great day today, or having a great day. Until next time, guys, take care.